Continues for at least 3 people wanted for a deadly mass shooting in Fairmount Park. A total of 11 people were hurt on Monday, including 6 teenagers. A 21-year-old and a 23-year-old were killed in what the mayor is calling a heinous act of violence. It happened around 10:30 that night near Lemon Hill Drive and Sedgley Drive. Philadelphia Police Commissioner Kevin Bethel says officers heard rapid gunfire.
And Tracy, investigators say at least 3 people combined to fire at least 21 times. Police believe a gun conversion device was used in the mass shooting. It's called a switch. These devices take a regular firearm and essentially turns it into a machine gun, allowing for more damage to be inflicted more quickly. It alters the trigger mechanism of these semi-automatic weapons to make them fully automatic. The ATF says that these illegal switches are becoming more and more common in shootings in Philadelphia and around the country. NBC 10's Johnny Archer joining us live now to explain how big of a problem these devices are. Johnny.
Yeah, it's a big problem according to the ATF. And here at Fairmount Park, where I am right now, Philadelphia police, like you said, believe the shooter used that type of gun that was modified with a switch on it. And as you're alluding to, Tracy, the ATF tells me that these switch devices that are put on the handguns, well, they can change that gun and shoot rounds about 20 rounds per second. So just giving you a good idea, that is a very rapid pace of firepower coming out of that gun. And now the ATF says they are seeing these type of guns in nearly all of their recent gun cases. So much so that the ATF has created a task force specially dedicated to handling switches. That handgun has what's known as a switch, taking a semi-automatic handgun and turning it into a fully automatic machine gun.
So this is semi-automatic, a single pull of the trigger, and I'll do 3 shots as fast as I can. And this, again, is turning it on fully auto.
We see them in almost every investigation that we're doing. Firearms trafficking investigations, organized gang, violent, robbing crew type investigations. We're seeing them either being employed or being possessed.
Eric Degree is with the ATF in Philadelphia. He says they've formed a special task force to investigate these type of gun cases and put a chokehold on people making them.
Some of them are being manufactured here domestically. Like I said, sometimes they're 3D printed, sometimes they're used in amateur type. They're created or manufactured in amateur machine shops using different types of metal components or plastic components. Some of them are coming in from foreign countries like China, being disguised as innocent products. One case we had them coming in as Lego parts.
These tiny parts are no bigger than a quarter, which goes into the back of the gun. Under no circumstances are they legal, but law enforcement have seen an uptick in them being used over the last several years. And you're seeing more and more of these devices used on these weapons, specifically in Philadelphia.
We're not just Philadelphia, nationwide. Like I said, between 2017 and 2021, there's about a 570% increase of these types of devices being recovered throughout the country.
And all indications that number will probably rise?
I would say it's not going to slow down.
So the ATF tells me that anybody found guilty in possession of just the switch alone could face up to 10 years in prison. Now, anybody that is found guilty of committing a violent crime with a gun that has a switch could face a minimum of 30 years in prison. And they're asking people who have information about any criminal activity involving switch to call their tip line. That number is 1-888-ATF-TIPS. We're live in Fairmount Park. Johnny Archer, NBC 10 News.
If you or someone you know has been impacted by gun violence, there is help available. You can find more information about resources where you live on NBC10.com/resources.